Yo guys, what's up? This is part 2 of my mid-level money making guide. So in this one we are going to start off with killing green dragons. You can kill 150 to 250 of these per hour depending on how fast you are, and you will make 500k to 1 mil an hour. You will also be getting 35k to 50k combat experience per hour, which should be pretty decent at a mid level. So these are my recommendations for killing them. 60 plus combat stats, so that means if you're killing them with range I recommend to have at least 60 range and 60 defense. If you're killing them with melee I recommend to have at least 60 attack, 60 strength and 60 defense. I also recommend to have 52 plus summoning. This is for the spirit terrorbird, so you'll be able to carry more when you go back to your bank. And it's even better if you have 67 summoning, since you will be able to use a war tortoise. And I also recommend to have 68 divination and an anti-dragon shield or just anti-fire potions. The 68 divination is for the sign of the Porter 4, and this is made by using 45 vibrant energy with 1 emerald necklace. And what this will do is it will transport the hides and bones to your bank when you get them. So this means you won't need a yak for this, but you will have to make multiple of these if you plan on camping the green dragons, because they only send 20 to your bank per one. So just remember that these only have 20 charges when you use them, so they will only be able to send 20 separate things to your bank. But I highly recommend getting them if you plan on camping the green dragons, since it will save you a lot of banking time. If you don't have 68 divination but you do have 48 divination, then you can make these signs of the Porter 3 instead. These porters won't pick up the dragon bones, but they will pick up the dragon hide, and they will only have 15 charges. So it's still really highly recommended to make them, since this will save you a lot of banking time as well. And finally, this is the armor and inventory that I recommend to take to the green dragons. So the minimum armor I recommend is the green dragon hide with rune crossbows, along with a ring of wealth, a glory and 200 rune bolts. You don't need the glaven boots, you can just swap them out for snakeskin boots or whatever boots that you like. And I also recommend to take one anti-fire potion and just your inventory full of food if you need it. You don't need to use rocktail, you can use any food that you want, but I'm just showing rocktail just as an example. So the green dragons that I recommend killing are in the wilderness. They are just east of the boneyard, as you can see on screen. You don't have to worry about getting killed here, as there are hardly any players that go to this part of the wilderness unless they are killing green dragons as well. But odds are if they're killing green dragons they don't want any trouble as well, so you shouldn't really worry about getting player killed here. So once you get there, just take a sip of your anti-fire potion and proceed to kill them. There aren't really any tricks on killing them. They're a pretty straightforward monster and they don't really need any strategy. But I highly recommend using the bolt attacks here. This is why I recommended the rune crossbows, because they're weak to them. But if you want to use melee as well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make that much of a difference. So just use whatever style that you prefer. So the next money making method is casting Fruitfall. You'll be able to cast this scroll 1,300 times an hour, and this will make you 2.8 mil to 3 mil an hour. You'll hardly be getting any XP, but you will be getting under 1k summoning XP. So to do this, you need 69 summoning, and for each one fruit bat pouch that you use, you're going to need 650 fruitful scrolls and 60 summoning potions. So the whole point of this method is to get the papaya fruits that the summoning scrolls spawn. And it's a really simple method. All you have to do is stand outside a bank and cast the spell. Make sure you have a few summoning potions in your inventory, and make sure you have the scrolls in your inventory as well. Right click the familiar button at the bottom and set your left click option to special move. Then just summon your fruit bat and just follow what I am doing on screen. There isn't really that much to this method, it's pretty simple, and it can make you a lot of money per hour. I recommend to have the multiple looting system on so you can pick up multiple papaya fruits at once, and this will save you a lot of time as well. So if you want to know when to drink your summoning potion, as you can see at the bottom right next to my summoning icon, I have 60 out of 60. This is my familiar's special move bar. Once this bar reaches 0, I won't be able to cast any more of the fruitful scrolls. At least not until it regenerates or I use a summoning potion. So once this bar hits 0, you want to use a summoning potion. If you want the 60 out of 60 to appear, all you have to do is click the number that appears there now for you, and it will change to the 60 out of 60. And if you click the 60 out of 60, it will change back to normal. So my next method is killing spiritual mages. You'll be able to kill 200 to 300 of these per hour, and this will make you 1.5 to 2 mil an hour. On top of this, you'll also be getting 150k to 250k XP an hour, depending on what combat style you use. So these are the requirements and recommendations. You need 83 Slayer and 70 Agility to kill them, and I recommend to have 80 plus ranged as well. So to kill them, I recommend to have 70 plus ranged equipment, so this is the minimum of full black dragon hide. I also recommend to have the minimum of a royal crossbow. You also need a Zamorak or Saradomin item depending on which one you plan on killing. or you can just use the next item instead, and you also need some magic notepaper or a yak if you have one. So to kill them, just head yourself down to the Godwall's dungeon and head east when you get into it if you want to kill the Saradomin ones, or head north if you want to kill the Zamorak ones. When you kill them, you want to be mainly picking up the staffs that they drop and then noting them with your notepaper, and this will yield most of your money that you'll be making from this. You can also get a rare drop of a Serenic Scale if you're lucky. This is around 300k at the moment, so this might boost your profit for the hour if you get it. But yeah, this method is pretty good since it gives you a lot of XP and it also gives you a lot of money as well. So I'd highly recommend doing this one if you have the stats for it. And lastly, we have superheating Runite Ore. You'll be able to superheat 2200 Runite Ore per hour, and this will give you 2.4 mil to 2.6 mil an hour. You will also be getting a lot of XP, and that includes 115k magic XP and 110k smithing XP as well. So this is a great method if you want to train your magic XP and get free smithing XP as well. So for this method you need 85 smithing and 43 magic, and for each rune ore that you use you're going to need 8 coal and 1 nature rune, as well as you're also going to need a coal bag which you can get from the dungeoneering rewards. This will only cost 4k tokens, and you also need to buy yourself a staff of fire. So to start off, make sure you have the necessary coal and rune in your bank to start this method off, as well as the nature runes. Make sure you have your coal bag in your inventory as well. Right click your coal bag and press fill, and this will fill your coal bag with 81 coal. Now what you want to do is you want to make an inventory preset with your coal bag, 11 runite ore, 11 nature runes and 7 coal. This will make banking so much faster so you won't have to waste any time. Make sure you have the superheat item spell bound to one of your keys. For mine I bounded it to the key E so it was easy to press, and then just superheat the ore that you have in your inventory. Then when it's time to bank again, fill your coal bag by right clicking it, press the button which you assigned your preset to, and then just carry on from there. So I took this screenshot to show you how much money you can make from this, and after superheating 100 ore I made almost 120k profit, and I did this in under 3 minutes. So you can easily achieve over 2 million an hour, especially since coal is going down at the moment thanks to the new Godwall's Dungeon 2, so you should be able to make even more money from this in the future. But anyways guys, that's the end of the guide. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you're new, and peace!